From channeling the king of pop to going all-out glam, Paris Jackson has always experimented with her style, and you never know where she'll take it next. Despite facing challenges in her teenage years, Paris Jackson has said her childhood with Michael Jackson was very happy. As wonderful as it was for Paris to be raised by Michael, however, she did not experience a great deal of privacy, and she didn't have much of a chance to experiment with fashion. If anything, she was encouraged to use her clothing to hide from the prying eyes of the public. For years, Michael Jackson's 3 children were expected to wear some combination of veils and masks over their faces. Paris resisted this strict family rule at first, viewing it as odd. Speaking on the Ellen DeGeneres show, she said, "Yeah, I'm like, this is stupid. Why am I wearing a mask?" Over time, though, Paris came to understand that all the face coverings were meant to give her privacy. She told Ellen, "I kind of realized the older I got, like, he only tried to protect us, and he explained that to us too." In the end, the trio could not hide forever. Following Michael Jackson's death in 2009, Prince, Paris, and BG ditched their veils and revealed their faces at a memorial service watched by people across the globe.
Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine.
That moment marked a turning point for the Jackson children. Michael's kids became public figures, and Paris was finally able to start expressing herself, which she often did through her clothing. One of the first instances of this shift occurred in 2011 when Paris traveled to Cardiff, Wales, to attend a Michael Jackson tribute concert.
We're very happy to be here on this special night to honor our father.
Although she was just 13 years old at the time, Paris selected an outfit that was teeming with meaning. In memory of Michael, Paris wore a red and black leather jacket that looked strikingly like the piece her father had worn in his iconic Thriller music video. While her dad had paired the jacket with a pair of equally vibrant red leather pants, Paris opted for a simpler pair of black bottoms. All in all, Paris's outfit showed her ability to use fashion as a way to express her emotions toward her late father. As time went on, Paris began to migrate her fashion choices away from those of her father. This was evident in 2012 when she went to Grauman's Chinese Theater to induct her dad into the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Rather than wear a bold belt or vibrant jacket to emulate Michael, Paris opted for a more casual look that was reflective of her own alternative tastes. Of course, while Paris might not have dressed just like her father, her clothes still honored him. Her black and gold t-shirt had his name written on the bottom in cursive. Just above MJ's name stood his initials, which were flanked on either side with silhouetted images of the singer mid-performance. Above it all reigned the image of a large black crown and the title King of Pop. During her teenage years, Paris maintained her more alternative sense of style. Rather than embracing a totally rebellious look, though, Paris blended her fashion with other, more mainstream trends. This was evident in 2015 when she attended opening night of the musical Spring Awakening at the Wallace Annenberg Center for the Performing Arts in Los Angeles, California. In knee-high boots and a strappy dress, Paris fully embodied the current style of her generation. To contrast the soft silhouette of her dress, Paris selected a pair of Doc Martens that laced all the way to the top. Her choice of darker shades, charcoal boots, a cloudy gray dress, and a black fringe purse gave her outfit a rock and roll feel. In 2017, Paris signed a 7-figure modeling contract with Calvin Klein, and her style began to change again. At the time, it was thought that the young model had attracted the brand with her dark, brooding look. As one industry insider told Page Six, "From a brand DNA perspective, it makes sense. It's very Calvin to be provocative and be first. Paris has been kind of an outsider, and wow, did she come out with a bang." As Paris started to spend more time in the fashion world, she also began to experiment with varying styles. By November 2017, she was attending the Melbourne Cup in more free-flowing bohemian wear. Dressed in a red Morrison frock and a pair of brown leather boots, Paris looked ever the pioneer girl.
It's just a combination of grunge and 60s hippie.
As she grew increasingly comfortable with her bohemian side, Paris found herself falling in love with designer John Galliano's work. Galliano, who famously worked at Dior for over a decade, was once known for designing attention-grabbing pants. During his Dior days, many of Galliano's pieces were bright, colorful, and flared at the ankles. Paris fell in love with his style instantly. Speaking to Fashionista about the designer's work, she shared, "Pretty much anything that Galliano designed while he was at Dior is #1 for me. I have so many pairs of pants from that era and so many tops and jackets that it truly is my favorite end-all be-all. I'm always looking for more stuff from those collections." Thus, Paris began to wear a lot of Galliano bottoms, and at times, bottoms reminiscent of his work. In 2018, she wore a pair of scarlet flared bottoms to New York City Fashion Week. That same year, she attended the launch of Keith Haring's Alice and Olivia line in a crop top, which she paired with dark bell-bottom jeans. A month later, she went to a Versace show wearing one of the fashion house's most gorgeous, multi-patterned, flare-legged pantsuits. These ensembles all carry Galliano's unique sense of color. Although Paris is famous for breaking boundaries in fashion, there did come a point where her style became more glamorous. To dress things up for more formal affairs, Paris began blending some old-school Hollywood glam with her signature rebellious look. This was clear at the 2019 AmFar Gala in Los Angeles, where Paris made quite the impression in a glitzy salmon-colored gown. In her floor-length dress, Paris could have blended in with the typical Hollywood star, but true to form, she stood out, opting for something a little more punk meets bohemian. The model selected a gown that showcased her tattoos, completing the look with her signature black eyeliner, beaded bracelets, and an embellished septum ring. As for the bohemian twist, Paris wore a single feather earring in one ear and a bone piece in the other. As she established herself in the modeling world, Paris came to feel that not every outfit required a host of accessories to express an emotion. Sometimes, she thought, a piece could simply speak for itself. With this in mind, Paris began appearing more in dresses that hid her tattoos, choosing instead to let her outfits shine. For Paris Fashion Week in 2022, the young model attended a Stella McCartney show in an intricate crochet dress that looped large flowers together. Although one or two of Paris's tattoos certainly peeked through, they hardly stole the show, remaining mostly below the fabric. She took things further at the 2024 Grammys, undergoing an hours-long makeup process to cover her 80 tattoos.
I love my piercings, my tattoos, all the body mod stuff, but sometimes it can distract from the art.
Paris's idea was to let her classic black Celine gown shine without any external elements. Ultimately, she said her plan was successful.
It just gives the dress its own moment.
In 2023 and 2024, Paris began to reveal a penchant for stunning jackets. September 2023 saw her wearing a mod-esque brown leather jacket to the Yves Saint Laurent Myself beauty party in Paris. She also sported a brown suede jacket to the All Saints 30th anniversary show in London. While these looks were specifically curated for their respective events, Paris typically thrifts genuine leather products. As she told Fashionista, "I don't like the idea of an animal having died for one season's worth of popularity and then collecting dust in a store. So I buy a lot of old vintage leather and vintage fur. But not all of Paris's jackets are leather." In September 2024, the model was spotted at Paris Fashion Week wearing a dramatic trench coat that reached her ankle. As she didn't remove the coat or reveal what she was wearing beneath, Paris allowed the piece to shine. Paris's sense of style has continued to mature over time. As she's gotten older, she's found herself drawn to earthier tones. Neutral beiges and browns have become increasingly apparent in Paris's wardrobe. Speaking to Fashionista, she explained her fascination with the shade, stating, "My favorite color is brown, and I've been sporting it for years. And I think as we're coming into fall, more people are going to be wearing brown. So that color is eye candy for me." At London Fashion Week's 2024 British Vogue and Rabanne party, Paris shone in a plaster brown floor-length dress covered in sparkles. And in March 2024, she attended MJ, the musical in London, along with her siblings, Prince and B.G. Jackson. Ever the fashionista, Paris sported a rusty brown dress designed by Zambattista Valli,